Kingdom Hearts 3 is almost here, and in this video, I'm gonna go over my 10 all-time favorite moments of the franchise. This could be literally anything, so let's get started. Hello, it is Samurai Kibiji, in which every week I encourage you to be geek, be proud, be awesome. Because that Kingdom Hearts Infinity War trailer I did is doing so well, it blows my mind how well it's doing. Thank you guys so much for the support and that passion edit of mine. Here we are, gonna count down my 10 favorite moments of this 17-year-old franchise. It's more than 17 years old, that's crazy. And I've been with this thing since the very beginning in 2002. And over the course of numerous games, over this 17-year time span of this all-time favorite franchise of mine, what are my 10 all-time favorite moments of it? This could be anything, by the way. Cutscene, it could be a story beat, it could be a gameplay mechanic, it could be an announcement behind the scenes. The moment it happened, or I saw it, or experienced it, it was just like, this is gonna stick with me. This is a big thing that stuck with me before the release, that is Kingdom Hearts 3. If you're not caught up, just a warning, potential spoilers ahead, so here we go.
Aqua, are you okay?
At number 10 on my list, we have the most recent of the Kingdom Hearts entries being Fragmentary Passage, but it's not the game itself that is my favorite moment. The biggest thing in this game was that Mickey was a frickin' party member. I just wanted to fight alongside Mickey for the longest time without him being just a temporary story beat, you know? Because you got to do that in Birth by Sleep and sort of use him in a way in Chain of Memories. This was the first time that Mickey was actually like, you pause the game and you would see him in your party. Like you got to see King Mickey as a party member. That shit blew my mind. Even though it's only for that, you know, segment of the Dark World, I thought the shit was awesome. Kingdom Hearts 3 isn't even out yet, but it already takes like a spot on this list for me, and that is at America's D23 when they announced Toy Story being in the game. This isn't me excited for Toy Story specifically, but it's for what this meant, because this meant that Pixar movies were on the table now. I literally just got done reading an article of the development of this game, and apparently Nomura didn't want to make another like main titled entry until they got access to Pixar properties. And this meant that they finally did that. Nomura's always wanted Toy Story specifically, but then we got to see Monsters Inc. in here, and it's like, okay, I love the idea that we have Pixar to play with now, and it just opens the spectrum for what this crossover of a franchise is. I'm excited.
How long has it been since I met him? At least a year now, perhaps more.
The Blank Points cutscene was that moment that fans that were playing the game got to really know these side titles aren't just, you know, side titles. They are culminative. They are all coming together to tell this upcoming story that Sora is going to have to deal with, and to mend all the hurt that all these people have felt for like the past few years. We've been getting titles after Kingdom Hearts 2, and this was the scene to say it's leading up to this next big adventure. Just seeing everybody say Sora's name and tears falling down, it's to me probably the most emotional impact of a cutscene of the franchise. And number 7, the moment was when VALOR form was introduced. But basically, it's drive forms, baby. Kingdom Hearts 2 was my all-time favorite Kingdom Hearts, no question about it. But the thing that made it so special to me, honestly, was the drive forms. This new mechanic blew me away. I love the idea that Sora could transform into these different forms that had specialties in certain ways. Rage form or shadow form, whatever it's called, where Sora turns into like a heartless version of himself. That was crazy. Final form literally made you God. That form was just God. But specifically, if I had a favorite, it is VALOR form, and that's the moment here is when VALOR form shows up, because that's the first one you get. And I love VALOR form. I love the red and black that's on it, and I love the dual wielding that Sora does, and I love that it started, you know, the series of drive forms that we would see. When Square Enix decided to add all of the Kingdom Hearts games from all these handheld titles onto an HD collection for the PlayStation 3, there's a video of it on my channel, and I literally shed tears at the idea that I get to be reunited with like this long lost friend of mine and get to see it in like crisp 1080p HD. And plus America, we finally got to experience the final mix version of the game, which I think was only available in Japan. I will never forget this moment. I literally shed tears for it. I was so excited to have like all these games united. That's the thing. They aren't scattered across all these different handheld consoles. They are all on one system in 1080p. That was amazing. This probably has one of the best presentations of anything on my list. I love this encounter in the first game because he never showed up in the marketing or anything. He didn't show up in any marketing. He was a mystery. And just imagine, you know, you're going to Olympus Coliseum, you've been participating in the best matches against the toughest opponents, then you just see this mysterious platinum match or premium, whatever it was. And it's just like, oh, what's this? Is it gonna be another Titan or something? All of a sudden, nobody's in the ring, just giant portal in the sky opens up and you just think God is coming out of it or something. It's freaking Sephiroth. That blew my mind at the time. That still blows my mind. The way it's presented is so cool and such like a holy shit kind of a moment. And it's intimidating because you're just this, you know, little boy fighting this godlike person. It was fantastic. I love that shit. It was fantastic. And number 4, this is something I will never be able to let go in the Kingdom Hearts franchise. It's always gonna hold a close place in my heart, and that is the ending to the first game. After such a long and amazing journey to find your friends, Kairi and Riku, and now they're both like, you know, separated from you, so you still have more to do before you can all three be together. And I like that it wasn't totally a happy ending. You know, you saved the worlds, you slayed darkness and blah, 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 but this was like a bittersweet ending. And it was a beautiful CGI cutscene as well, and the music playing, and it carries onward into the credits. And honestly, the credit sequence of the first game will always leave an impact on me because you see that emotional cutscene where Kairi's feelings for Sora is confirmed, and that song carries into the credits. You just see images of this long, amazing adventure that you had no idea was gonna be as magical as it was. That will always stay true in my mind. There is so many amazing boss fights that I wanted to put on this list. There's a ton of them, but easily, my all-time favorite boss fight in the entire series. Birth by Sleep's Mirage Arena was similar to Olympus Coliseum. It had a lot of epic challenges in it, but eventually there was one titled Light's Lesson. Such an epic title, first off. You are fighting the armor of Master ERAQUS. That is your master. That is your dojo sensei. And you have to fight his armor. And you fight him, yes, in the story if you play as Terra, but it's nowhere near as epic as this fight to me. This armor is like ERAQUS in his prime, dude. He pulls off shit that is levels beyond what you could imagine. And flashy moves versus flashy moves. This armor, depending on which character you play as, he does special moves based off of that character. It would change depending on what character you were playing as to truly make it feel like I am fighting my master that taught me this stuff. And it's challenging enough too. That's the other thing. It's not bullshit hard like other bosses of the series. This one's just legit challenging, and I love that. My favorite boss fight. And number 2, you remember seeing that secret cutscene at the end of Kingdom Hearts 2 and was like, what is this? Well, that feeling freaking exploded when the final mix of the game came out and we got to watch Fate of the Unknown. This cutscene, it never gets old to me. We thought Sora and Riku, whatever, we thought these guys were competent Keyblade wielders, but these are like other Keyblade wielders. First off, it's like, why is there more of them? I thought there was just a chosen one, but no, you see like a whole squad of them and they're using a bunch of different Keyblades. It just made the story seem like we've only scratched the surface of this thing. The fight sequence was amazing. It's still my like all-time favorite fight sequence in the Kingdom Hearts franchise because they're just using all these crazy moves and stuff. And the music is probably my all-time favorite track of the Kingdom Hearts franchise. It just blew me away and opened the doors to what the Kingdom Hearts lore had in store for us. And before I say my number 1, you might think I left a lot of things off of this list. And if you want to see those, visit the description or in the comments, I pinned a comment that has like other moments I thought of that, you know, I love so much as well. But with all that being said, what is my all-time favorite Kingdom Hearts moment?
Move it! You got what Xehanort get away! Right!
The 1000 Heartless fight in Kingdom Hearts 2 is not only my all-time favorite Kingdom Hearts moment, but it might be my all-time favorite gaming moment. We had things like Dynasty Warriors or Kingdom Under Fire, and there's, you know, games that put a bunch of bodies in, but this was a moment that was just like 1,000 of them, and they're all right next to you. They weren't like background things or like untouchable objects. All of these freaking AIs are surrounding you, the player, and you get to fight every single one of them. You can't even pass until you beat all of them. Dwindling the numbers, and you're fighting 1,000 Heartless at once, and even afterwards, Sora's like huffing and puffing because of how big of a fight it was. I saw it in the trailers at the time, but I just thought it was gonna be some epic cutscene or like there'd be people assisting me, but no, it's just straight up 1 versus 1,000, go. Like obvious they'll be able to do this fight again or whatever, but just for its time, there was nothing like this fight to me. That many AIs, fighting all of them with the reaction commands, doing blasts and dashes or whatever. It was crazy. That was crazy. But what were your favorite moments? Was that like a favorite moment of yours? Was any of these I listed a favorite moment of yours? I would love to see them in the comments below. I'll do my best to reply to them. You guys know how much I love to reply to comments and to read them. I love engaging. And if you want more stuff to watch, then there's a playlist down below where there's like much more reactions, discussions, and this Infinity War edit I did, as well as something else that you might like. But guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in another video. And don't forget to be geek, be proud, be awesome.